What if time moved in reverse? Picture waking up in the morning already tucked into bed. You would start your day by brushing your teeth until they got dirty, drinking coffee until the cup refilled itself, and uneating breakfast as toast flies neatly back into the toaster. Commuting would be fascinating. Cars would drive backwards to the office, people would exit buildings before entering them, and meetings would start with everyone clapping, then gradually get more boring until nobody showed up. Birthdays would be chaos. You'd blow on your cake, candles would light back up, and then someone would take the cake away piece by piece until you were left hungry. Aging would work in reverse, which sounds amazing at first. Old people would slowly get younger, stronger, and more energetic until eventually they shrank back into babies and finally disappeared into nothing. Retirement homes would turn into daycares, and the phrase second childhood would suddenly make a lot of sense. Sports would be hilarious. Imagine basketball where players start by celebrating wildly, then unscore points until the game is tied at 0. In boxing, champions would proudly hand their belts back before unpunching each other gently. Even movies would become spoilers. You'd start at the credits, then watch the hero unsave the world, villains undie, and everyone walk backward out of explosions. Hollywood wouldn't need writers, just a rewind button. Relationships would get awkward. Couples would begin by breaking up dramatically, then slowly get closer, argue less, and finally meet for the very first time, saying, "Hi, nice to meet you," right before walking away forever. Work life could be fantastic, though. You'd get paid first thing in the morning, then sit at home all day while your boss's emails deleted themselves. By the time you went to the office, you'd only have to undrink coffee and untalk in boring meetings. The economy, of course, would collapse. Banks would watch money fly out of vaults back to people who had already spent it. Shoppers would proudly return groceries before they got hungry, and restaurants would pay you to spit food back onto their plates. Fashion trends would be bizarre. People would start their day looking perfect, then slowly wrinkle clothes, scuff shoes, and mess up their hair until finally collapsing into bed fully dressed. History would be a wild ride. Wars would end before they started, peace treaties would be torn up before fighting broke out, and scientists would uninvent things one by one. First, the internet would vanish, then phones, then electricity, until humanity sat around in caves proudly undiscovering fire. Gravity wouldn't change, but time-reversed accidents would be strange. You'd see people lying on the ground suddenly leap up smiling as glass reassembles itself in their hands. Hospitals would be empty because patients would simply walk out healthier every day, growing younger by the hour. Global warming? Not a problem. The planet would just cool off, unmelt ice caps, and pull carbon back into the ground. Climate activists would retire instantly, but here's the catch. Living backwards means we'd never know the future. We'd only know the past of what's yet to come, which makes no sense and yet is exactly the point. We'd all become philosophers arguing in reverse logic until the universe itself unbanged into a tiny dot. And then, silence. Or maybe, just maybe, the dot would suddenly explode again. But forward this time, and we'd all sigh in relief. Finally, normal time. Now, where's my coffee?